this is Jack coming down the sidewalk after another fun day. Oh, what do you got? What are you eating? Ooh, what are you eating? What is that? What is that? Oh, it's like, it used to be pizza. Yeah? Is it pizza? How was your day? Huh? How was your day? It was good if it ended with pizza. Okay, you're holding your Moby, right? Here, keep going. Okay, you guys. So we're on our way to the car, and then we are going to head over. This is the campus that we currently share for our middle school. We share it with this school. And so now we are heading over to do some physical therapy after school, after a fun day. Okay, so I am Ivy Steinberg, and I am the team leader for the Wish Academy XQ team. And we pressed submit last night. Actually, I didn't press submit. Who pressed submit? Who pressed submit? Yes, you did. That is my son, Jack. Jack has been attending Wish Charter since the 2nd grade. And the reason why, oops, I'm not being safe. Sorry, XQ. I'm so excited about talking to you. The reason why this was so important to me and to us is that Jack has thrived at Wish in an inclusive setting. He gets everything he needs to succeed, and that was not the case at other schools. I always tell families who are coming into Wish in kindergarten that I really am envious in a way, but also not, because I know that they will never know what it's like to not go to a school that is as wonderful as Wish is. We had 3 or 4 schools that we went to before we came to Wish, and those schools were either overcrowded so that Jack didn't get the attention that he needed, or the administration was so poorly schooled in how to deal with kids of all different abilities that they went so far as to leave Jack on the 2nd floor during an earthquake drill and evacuated the rest of the population first. And of course, as you can imagine, we pulled Jack from that school immediately, but it just was a very harsh reminder of just how ill-equipped they were. Yeah? That was at Rosewood. Yeah, that was when you were in the first grade. And I'm glad that I have something to compare it with. Obviously, I'm really glad that that was just a drill and not a real earthquake, but I'm glad that I have that comparison now. I've worked very, very hard to help the Wish administration continue the Wish model. It was only an elementary school when we started, and the first year I said to the principal, this can't end in 5th grade. We just can't have this end in 5th grade. So she said, great, go for it, create a middle school. So I helped to create that, to co-found the middle school, and then we just in March, I did as soon as the middle school was approved by Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Directors, I started working on the high school, and now we've been approved for that high school. We have a lot of challenges still ahead, even though we've been approved. Both of our schools, we share campuses with another school, so our space is extremely limited. Our parents are a huge force in why our school is so successful. In addition to the administration and the teaching and the model, the inclusive model, our parents fundraise like crazy just to make sure our kids get what they need. And our kids get daily PE, our kids get art classes, our kids get music classes, all because we know how important that whole learning approach is to our kids. And every kid is served, not just those with disabilities. Every single child gets an individualized curriculum and an individualized approach to their learning, and I did not find that at other schools. It's something that resonates so much that the school has been awarded with a lot of accolades and recognitions. But I think one of the things that we really want to do, in addition to doing this high school, is we don't want this to be the only place where you can find this. We want this model to be replicated all over the place. We want to be able to have a place where people can come and study what we do and take what we do and bring it to their own schools, so that kids like Jack do have an opportunity to get the same kind of education and the education that they deserve to be successful. Jack, what's your grade point average now? 4.0. Well, aren't you just smart? He is so proud. He's so confident, and that extends beyond his schooling. We're headed to physical therapy right now, and the confidence that Wish has given him has also greatly influenced the outside physical therapies that we do. So that's why it's so important to me. That's why I got involved in the XQ Super Team, and the whole experience of creating our XQ Super School. To me, it's going to be amazing if we get the money, and we really need the money. The experience in itself has been priceless, because it has given us a chance to dig deep and to realize just how awesome our school is, be reminded of that, and also what we still want to do and what we want to accomplish, and hearing from our students, getting that student voice and finding out what they want for high school has also been just a tremendous help in planning our high school. We're going to start high school development next week. We just pressed submit on the XQ design. Now it's time to start meeting about the high school and start developing it. And it's a passion of ours. It's a passion of mine. And I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you, XQ. So, Jack, tell me what it's like to go to school at your school right now. What's it like on the campus? Are there any challenges you have about being on that campus? I know you love the school, but any challenges about being on that campus?
To get into a small stall.
To get into a small stall in the bathroom? Yeah? So the stalls are very small, so they don't have any handicapped stalls?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so how come you don't go in the handicapped stall?
If somebody is in there.
Oh, right, if somebody else is in there. That's a good point. What about in your classrooms?
It's hard to get out from Mr. Hello classroom.
Which one is Mr. Sotelo classroom? What does he teach? Science? And why is it hard to get out of his classroom?
Yeah, that's in the way.
Oh, there's stuff in the way?
Yeah.
Desks in the way. Got it. Got it. Is that because everything's so close together and you don't have any space? Yeah. Okay. Because you don't have that, you still only have about 25 kids in the classroom, so that's good, but even then it's small, right? Yeah. What are some other things? Well, if you could have your own classroom, how would you improve upon that? What would you like to see?
The classroom should be bigger. Not overrun.
Yeah, we share another campus, right? Our elementary school shares another campus, and those classrooms were bigger, right? Yeah. So this is a challenge. Okay. Anything else that you can think of?
No.
No? Okay.
We need a hydraulic lift.
A hydraulic lift, like a hydraulic lift table, just in case somebody needs to help you put something on, change clothes or something for PE or something like that?
In
case you have an accident? Got it. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you can't make it to the bathroom in time, and then if the handicap stall is already taken and you can't get in there, sometimes you can't hold it, so you have to change your pants, right? That's a good point. All right. Anything else?
No.
Thanks, Jack.
Hi, my name is Leonard, and this is my first year working at Wish Charter Middle School, and it's towards the end of the year and everything's really starting to sink in, like the work I've been able to put in with the students I work with. One is Jack right here, and it's just amazing the opportunities that Wish gives him and that other schools really don't. We work in the classroom together with every other student. Jack isn't separated from his friends, and my job in the classroom is to work with Jack, so we're working together so that he does keep up with other students and he excels at everything he does. And a couple other students that I work with have not problems doing the work, but there's more, they just need that person that's going to be there in the classroom with them to kind of motivate them and tell them to keep going. And at another school, I could see people in the classroom might get frustrated by that, by constantly having to go over and say, hey, you can do this, or just keep focused, and staying positive when that student might not know how to really express themselves. Like, one of my favorite part about working in this field is that you never know what you're going to go into. Each day you walk into the classroom, one of my students could be having a really good day, and sometimes they could be having just a bad day, and sometimes that switches just in between periods. But just knowing myself and knowing the other paraprofessionals and knowing the teachers, just by us all being on the same page, when those situations do happen with our students, we all know how to react, and we know if they are having a bad day, we know how we aren't going to just put that student down and leave them there. Like, even their friends kind of catch on, and we're all there for that student to help them and guide them through their day to make sure they're able to keep learning and able to have the best experience possible inside this community. And
what do you think a big campus with a nice big building would give you that would help your job?
It would be amazing.
Start with a sentence that says, if we had our own campus.
So if we had our own campus, it would be so beneficial to myself and all of our students, because we would for one be able to bring on more students to our school and help those kids kind of get a glimpse of what our students at Wish are able to see, and just that early experience with these kids, to be able to understand that there are other kids that do have different disabilities, and that it's okay to sometimes go up and say, hey, like, what's going on? And they're able to learn about these students. So with our own campus, that would be one key thing that I would like, is just being able to bring on more students, and just being able to have our own facilities would be great. For example, we have 2 different bathrooms, but only one of the bathrooms has one ADA stall, and that's a struggle for me and Jack, because sometimes if we go into the bathroom and the ADA stall isn't open, we have to struggle to try and get into one of these smaller stalls, and we can risk it's tough, but we get through it, and that's the Wish way. We get through it no matter what the situation is. And just maybe a changing room as well. We would be able to kind of get those things on campus and not have to wait for them. Yeah, because sometimes we might have a situation where we have to change Jack's clothes, and it's a struggle again being in that stall with no table to sit out, and that's really tough as well. And another thing would be the classroom size. Right now we have our office in one of our classrooms, which takes up more space, and at the same time we have like our printers are in the back, so it's kind of really cluttered, and sometimes me and Jack will have trouble getting in, and the kids are more than happy to sometimes move the tables if we have to get by, or move a chair if he has to squeeze in somewhere. But yeah, the space, that would be great to have a bigger classroom. That way we don't have to worry about any of that. We can just get in, get out. We sometimes have to leave class a little early just so we can make sure we get to the next class on time, and just little things like that. It would really help out if we had our own campus.
With the kids that you have who have some issues with behavior, and like you were talking about with you know, one day they're having a good day and maybe the next day they're not, with the counseling situation, is there a space for them to have a nice quiet talk with the counselor, or even with you, when they are in a place that maybe they're struggling?
Yeah, right now that's pretty tough as well, because we don't have a space where they could be in complete privacy where no one else can see them. A lot of times if students do have issues, we have a couple tables behind the classroom where they're away from everyone else, but you can still be passing by, and you know, if your friends are walking by, they can still kind of see, and they might not know something is going on, but just not having that behind a closed door with a counselor and being able to go to a place that's completely one-on-one, that can be tough for some kids, especially those that are frustrated, and if you do want to talk to them, they don't want anyone else to see them or see that they are frustrated as well. So if we did have a space where either we could say, okay, let's go to this designated room, or the counselor can say, hey, let's go talk for a few minutes, I think that would be really beneficial.
And that's probably, that situation might even be more intense during high school years, do you think?
Yeah, definitely, because especially these kids are still developing, and they're still trying to learn how to control their emotions, and this is their 8th grade year, so next year they're going to be introduced with a lot more issues that young teens go through, so they need to have somewhere. He's loud. He's a good teacher.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks.